awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. Yes, I am now. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. One life in which to make a difference. One day where I can make my start. One love to share with all the planet. One chance to follow my heart. Why is that? Because I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. Yes, I am now. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. One heart with which to make a difference. One day where I can make my start. One love to share with all the planet. One chance to follow my heart. Again, that's because I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. Yes, I am now. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. Every morning when I look out my window, the sun is shining over my day. Even though I may not see it, it's still shining on every way. He changed because I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. Yes, I am now. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life.
Year, such a wonderful celebration. I'm watching so much World Cup soccer that with my sons, I'm working on my laptop, cheering for every new team. I'm cheering for all of them. And I think, wow, this is the way the world could work. You know, no politicians involved, sports, fun events, but I see such a joyfulness in this experience. So I'm just always so deeply grateful. So my name is Reverend Lanna Cairns. I'm the Community Spiritual Director here at Wasatch Spiritual Center. Small, my husband goes, we're lean, but we're clean. And I love it, but we're growing, and it's just so lovely to just be here with everyone today. So our faith is called religious science, and our teachings are called science of mind. We're a very heady spiritual trip of a teaching, but we open our hearts, we open our minds to the greater truth of who we are, that there's one power, one presence, one energetic vibration moving through all life all the time. And as we just pivot to that truth, letting God lead the way, God for us is non-denominational, a loving presence, a force that creates all life. When we align with that, our lives begin to move with greater ease and peace. So that's really what we do here. So we celebrate all faiths, all sciences, all teachings. And our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, once said, he said, there's a power in the universe greater than you are. There's a power in the universe greater than you are that you can use. So I always mess that up, the same thing, but I say it 10 different ways. But there's a presence in the world that we can tap into to lead our lives. So we are so blessed here on this wonderful July 4th weekend. We had lovely Carol Harris bless our seats. So by the time you sit in each chair, every chair has been blessed. So thank you for your dedication and sweetness and all that you do. We also have a ministry of prayer box that us in the ecclesiastical wing pray on for a week, if not longer. So anything that's really upsetting you or heart-centeredness that is a challenge, please fill out a prayer request and we will hold you in that light for that long. So when you came in, I don't know if many of you saw, but we have this beautiful My Prayer for My Country by Ernest Holmes. And I have a wonderful connection with the woman who does the Holmes Institute, the archives. in Kansas City, Missouri, Reverend Kathy Mastriani. So she sent this to us ministers. And I just want to read a couple, but I would encourage you to take this home. I've made extra copies. So I made 40, so we should be good. Talk about abundance. So My Prayer for My Country by Ernest Holmes. And this was written in 1953. He said, believing in the divine destiny of the United States of America and in the preservation of liberty, security, and self-expression for all, I offer this, my prayer for my country. And I don't want to go through all of them, but I'll just do the first and the last, and then you can take it home. He says, I know that divine intelligence governs the destiny of the United States of America, directing the thought and the activity of all who guide its affairs. And the last thing he says is, and I know that this spiritual democracy shall endure, guaranteeing to everyone in this country personal liberty, happiness, and self-expression. And so it is. So just take this home with you. So our mission and vision, we like to remind ourselves what anchors our community, and they're just going to appear up here momentarily, and we can read them together. Our mission: to create an expansive community of love, of healing, and connection through compassionate spirituality to better ourselves and serve the world. And our vision, repeating if you feel free to awaken and empower the sacred self within all to uplift humanity. So I just encourage you to hold that consciousness when you pray for our Center for the Growth of Our Teachings. It's wonderful to be part of a New Thought community. We're 501c3. We're part of Emerson, Anton. So we have a lot of wonderful support and kindness guiding us in this direction. So this is the time in our service that I'm going to call upon a really great human being amongst us. And I know you're thinking it's me, and it is you. But we have another one today, a gentleman who is pretty much Camille's right-hand. He runs this, he books this. He is a playa here at the other side village. He is a remarkable human being who's graced us with his generosity, his kindness. He makes sure this place is set up for us. He works lovely with Natalie. He's a mentor to so many. He's a mentor for me. So I am so grateful that I'm going to call upon Keith Spencer today to share with you guys his sacred share. Thank you.
Thank you for that nice introduction. My name's Keith. I am the operations manager here at the Other Side Village. For you guys who don't know, the Village is a program that helps people coming out of chronic homelessness. We address things like mental health, substance abuse, anything really pertaining to the ailment of homelessness. I am very, I would say, spiritually liberal. I don't really subscribe to one particular dogma or scripture. I believe in humanity and in being a good person. And so when Lanna asked me to do this, I kind of thought about, wow, I don't really know what I'm going to share, but I do have a couple things I feel very strongly about that I would like to share with you guys today. Let's go back. My name's Keith again. I'm 44. And when I was about 25, I was in college, and I had a new software career, and I had just gotten married. And I discovered painkillers. I discovered prescription painkillers, and my life quickly spiraled out of control. And so what I want to talk to you guys today is about suffering, is about our trials and tribulations, and maybe we can see a different way of framing our trials and our suffering in a way that might be able to help humanity a little bit more, and I'll tell you my story on how I kind of do that. So anyway, so here I am, this young software professional, and I get addicted, and my life quickly turns out of my control. And before I know it, I've lost my wife and my job and my car, and things just keep getting worse. And I start to suffer. I start to go through loss of respect from my family. I lose my house, I lose my car, I lose the respect of anybody who tries to help me. I start to get entangled in the legal system. I feel like I have no one to turn to, and I was deeply unhappy. But again, I didn't change anything, I didn't do anything different, and I quickly progressed into harder drugs like heroin, and things got worse. I ended up living in a tent. I had a brother who I loved very, very deeply, who I introduced to drugs, and he ended up overdosing and passing away. I had other friends pass away, and I kept getting wrapped up in the legal system. I ended up getting incarcerated over and over again. I tried going to different treatment programs, and eventually I didn't even have that tent anymore. I was just like a pile of rags on the street that you would step over. Physically, I deteriorated. I lost all my teeth. I had blood infections. Really, I witnessed a lot of horrors on the streets, a lot of violence, degraded myself, lost all respect for myself. And I would say my suffering really peaked there. I was completely without my soul. I didn't know who I was, but I just kind of existed on whatever I could scrounge, always just chasing my addiction. And so, by the grace of God or whatever it was, I got arrested one more time. And this time, instead of going to prison, I was given this opportunity to join a kind of a new program, a program that helped drug addicts like me who just couldn't figure out what to do. It was called the Other Side Academy, and I got to enroll there. And as you start to get sober and you get off drugs, you think back of all the horror you went through when you were on the streets and you were deep in your addiction, and you kind of compartmentalize it. I put it in a box, put it on the shelf, and I thought, forward, onward and upward. And I did that, and it saved my life. I was able to kind of rebuild myself from the ground up, become healthy, learn new morals, new ethics, just figure out who I wanted to be as a person moving forward. And so I stayed at that program for 3 years. That's how broken I was. I needed 3 full years of recovery to kind of figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I thought, I'll go back into software. I know that. But I got a unique opportunity at the end of my time there. I got given the opportunity to be part of the legal team, which meant I went to the prison, I went to the jail, I went to the streets, I went to the rehabs, and I got to advocate for the program. I got to say, listen, there's another thing you can do that's not maintenance drugs, or it's not just regular 30, 60, 90-day rehabs. There's a long-term program for people like me who haven't been able to figure it out where you can go. And I learned while I was there that I was there with lawyers and social workers and doctors and cops, and I had this ability to connect with these broken people in a way that they didn't. People with PhDs or MDs, I had the ability to really reach down and tell people, I know what you've been through, and I know you can get to a better spot because I've been there, and it empowered me. And I thought, wow, how do I know how to do this so well? Because I lived it, you know. I had a degree in a very different subject, and you can't quite go to Harvard for that degree, but I had it. And so I went back into my locked chest of horrors and trauma from living on the street and losing my brother and all the stuff I endured as an addict. And I kind of sifted through it, and I figured that with every one of the horrible parts of that 15 years of my life, all that suffering, there was goodness in all of it. There was lessons. I'm resilient, right? I love my family members and cherish them more, having lost one. I'm resilient. I'm compassionate. I can do hard things. I can overcome adversity. In every, part of the suffering I endured as a drug addict, I got a little bit better in a way. There was my own personal cactus there that I was able to hug and realize that it was mine and glean some good at it. And I thought, wow, had I not gone through all those things, I wouldn't be so perfectly positioned or primed to help other people in the world today. And so I knew right then that the same way I wouldn't take an MBA or an MD off the wall and throw it in the garbage, I couldn't just keep all that suffering and all that trauma from my past just to myself. I needed to use it to better the world. And so my message to you is that if you guys think back on hard stuff you've been through, traumas you've had, failed relationships, deaths, grief, they're horrible, but in a sense, they've also made you who you are today. Yeah. You pushed through them, and you've learned from them. And there's nothing more human. There's nothing better we can do for our fellow man than being able to reach down and say, I know exactly what you're going through. I've been through it, and I know there's a way out. Yeah. And that's my message for you today, is to embrace your personal cactus, embrace your suffering, and find some good in it in a way you can better humanity.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. That was absolutely beautiful. And I know I've been caught in a few very unsupportive identities in my past, and seeing someone who actually was able to get on the other side of it was actually the only thing that pulled me out of those holes. So congratulations. You are doing awesome, and I am really proud to hear of the stuff you've been doing. That is incredible. Thank you for being with us today. Today's reading comes from the book, A New Design for Living, on page 14. And this is about adventures in thinking. One of the greatest discoveries man has ever made or ever can make is the discovery of the creative power of his thought. But with this discovery, there must come the realization that our thinking is creative, not because we will or wish or hope or long that it may be so, but because it is a principle of nature that it be so. This could only mean, when we stop to think about it, that we do not put creativity into our thinking, but we take it out. This is true of every force of nature. Power is intrinsically there. We only use and direct it. One of the fundamental steps we need to take in creating a new design for living is the recognition that we are dealing with a power that makes things out of itself, by itself becoming the thing that it makes. There's no separation between creator and creation. They are one and the same thing. They are different sides of the same coin. When we think about it, is not this the way everything is created? Is not everything made out of that which cannot be seen? Is not the invisible always becoming visible in accord with a form or a pattern? And what about the rose bush in the garden? There must be some thought, plan, or pattern for its structure which defies man's engineering skill and even his ability to comprehend fully the way it operates. In what mind did that idea originate? Not ours. It had to be in a mind greater than ours. That mind which also expresses as our minds and of which our minds are a part. Whenever we reach the point where we realize that our thought is creative, not because of our wish or will, but because this is its nature, then we can see how it might be possible to help ourselves through the process of properly directed thought. We will then know that in helping ourselves, we are not using some mysterious power of concentration, some unknown force, but rather are consciously using the creative energy of the mind, which, once recognized, may be definitely and specifically employed. So take a moment and connect with the part of you that can express you as perfect, whole, and complete. Because at the core of who you are, there is wholeness, perfection, and completeness. And take a moment to experience that wholeness and that completeness. In this space, allow yourself to experience fully trusting yourself to move through life. Go outside your box and think about the version of you living your ideal life. What thoughts and experiences do you have as this version of you, and what do you experience in your daily life? For the next few moments of silence, just really take the time to connect to yourself experiencing this version of your life and just really feel that. knowing that God and universal energy is all there is in this world, take a moment to see this universal energy as a bright light all around you, a place where all creation takes place. Feeling the allness of this light that is also you, dissolve the boundaries that create you separately and experience being the light you are in. This light, you in this light are the source of all creation. Continue to experience the emotions of empowerment and trusting yourself, knowing all things in this life are ultimately serving your highest and best good. And again, what thoughts and feelings do you experience in each moment? Really connecting with this life experience you are having now. How does this feel to be in this version of your life? Coming back into your beautiful body and bringing all of this in with you, knowing that all guides, steps, and actions moving forward in your day-to-day life are leading you to this life that has begun in this moment. From enjoying your new way of thinking and feeling, to taking specific actions, to resting and just loving yourself, to being in community. Everything and every moment moving forward is leading you to this end. You trust yourself to fully experience your empowerment, your true self, self-love. Knowing this truth, I feel gratitude for the universe larger than me bringing this to fruition and releasing it to the universe. I allow myself to show up in gratitude daily and move forward in joy, knowing it is done, as together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
Tomorrow never comes. You can wait and wait and wait and wait. Tomorrow never comes. Because you wake up and all of a sudden it's today. So to put it off till tomorrow, that means it's never going to happen. So I got to say first, hey, Keith, you're one of the most powerful and courageous people I think I've ever met. So, my friend. It takes a minute for all of us to find our passion, to find our purpose. But if we let today pass by, it will never happen. Some people believe that they have endless time to follow and fulfill their dreams. And somehow one day flows into the next, and it all slips away, it seems. Then the day you wake up and say, where's my life gone? In that moment deep inside your soul, you begin to hear this song. Don't let another day pass by. Don't let this day pass by. Release your soul and let it fly. Don't let it all pass by. Then the day, a dream that's yours, a gift that only you can share. When you finally open those galactic gates and let the world know you're there. And I said, don't let another day pass by. Don't let this day pass by. Release your soul and let it fly. Don't let it all pass by. Now you may turn a deaf ear to the words and not listen to the melody, but that song will continue on in your heart Release your soul and let it fly. Don't let it all pass by. You will know, you will hear that melody and find yourself in the world of time. That you came to open those protected gates and let the world know we're there. Don't let another day pass by. Don't let this day pass by. Release your soul and let it fly. Don't let it all pass by. In the quiet deep inside your soul, there's a peace that starts to grow. Let it tell you that your passion free. It's something you will never know. Don't let another day pass by. Don't let this day pass by. Release your soul and let it fly. Don't let it all pass by. Don't let another day pass by. Don't let this day pass by. Release your soul and let it fly. Don't let this day pass by. Don't let another day pass by. Don't let this day pass by. Release your soul and let it fly. Don't let this day pass by. Don't let another day pass by. Don't let this day pass by. Release your soul and let it fly. Don't let this day pass by. Don't let another day pass by. Don't let this day pass by. Thanks for hanging in there on that one.
Well, the one thing about us is we're, incredibly blessed, and then we're also, we go wide and we go deep here. I was once asked a minister in Napa Valley, I said, what is the hardest thing about us, your church, running our center? And she said, it's the Sunday service. She said, I have to have a team that centers me and then opens me. And I have to say, from Joanne, Keith, Gary, I got the dream team right here. So thank you guys so much for just sharing your wisdom and talent. Just love it so much. So today my sermon is called Freedom is an Inside Job. So after the July 4th, I'm here in patriotic colors. That's all I have. But I love to celebrate this day so much. And I celebrate it, I think, for different reasons. I think freedom from exploitation, the British, the rulers, all of that, yes. But I think I like to celebrate the 1865 version too, when slavery was abolished. So I think both of those dates are really important for the well-being of this country. So today we celebrate freedom from yesterday, the birth of a nation. We honor those people that served, that sacrificed, that work on our behalf. I always think of the Food and Drug Administration. Thank you, those people there to make sure we're eating clean food. The EPA, what's still hopefully happening there, making sure we have clean quality of life. So I'm really grateful that we live in a country where there's possibility and there's hope. But today I want to look at a different kind of freedom. And I think as spiritual people, we always go back into the metaphysics, which is basically looking at what reality really is behind what we experience. So I want to talk today about the freedom of what Jesus talked about, the freedom of what Ernest Holmes talked about, the freedom of so many mystical teachers who all have talked the same thing, and that is the freedom of consciousness, that is the freedom of choice. I would not be part of a spiritual community if I didn't have freedom to self-express. So we believe here you are whole, complete, and perfect, just as you show up. Nothing needs to change within you, just a greater realization of who you truly are. So Science of Mind teaches something revolutionary, and I think all pop psychologists, everyone is influenced by Ernest Holmes, because he built his philosophy around this, that real freedom for us begins in consciousness, begins in how we think, what we think about. Dr. Ernest Holmes says freedom is the birthright of every living individual. And I love that. He was DEI before DEI was popular or in vogue. He believed everyone has the ability to express themselves because they are born in the image and likeness of God. So today, I want to do something different for us. I think our declaration today should be one of spiritual independence. Now, what does that mean? Your declaration of spiritual independence. So imagine today when you're listening to this and you get inspired, but imagine writing, today I declare independence from fear. Today I declare freedom from any form of limitation. I declare freedom of any kind of scarcity. I declare independence from believing that my past determines my future. So for us, it's really about mastering consciousness so completely that no other condition takes away your peace. And this is a work in progress. We're not trying to be perfect, but we're trying to be reflective into what are we experiencing in this journey. Jesus demonstrated this. He remained free while misunderstood, free while being criticized, free while facing physical suffering, because his consciousness was anchored in this truth of who he was. So freedom comes when we are consciously cooperating with this universal law. So today, I don't want to talk about freedom from oppression, slavery, fear, but I want to talk about freedom to. Where are we going? What is this wholeness in consciousness? Not that we don't acknowledge the past, but we don't stew in it to solve and to move forward. So rather than freedom from, let's look at freedom to, and what does that really mean? So freedom for me, this is how I'd like to define it, is the power to become who you were created to be. That you have everything within you to do your life extremely well. So one of the most revolutionary teachings is that our experience follows our consciousness. Shucks. It's good to have someone forcing you to do something, but we believe that our experience comes from the thoughts we have about it, and then we have this experience. But also, everything is moving you towards your good, even when it's painful. So we basically believe that we become what we believe, that thoughts are paramount in our teachings, that what we think about, we bring about, that thoughts are things, that our power of our mind determines the life we lead. So today I invite us to celebrate not only freedom of the nation, but freedom of the individual soul. So I'm going to talk about freedom begins within, freedom from limitation, and freedom means living authentically. We're going to be here till next year. Hopefully we have some rainbow-colored and some American-colored flag tortilla chips to eat in the meantime. So freedom begins within. So in the 2 Corinthians, it says, "Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom." So people in this country, the profound thinkers, believe that we should be free. Like, I can't imagine back then to have that verbose, that attitude that we can be free from that oppression. So our nation was founded on the belief that people are free. So Science of Mind expands that idea by saying we are created from divine freedom itself. And Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind says we are bound because we first believe ourselves to be bound. So thoughts are everything in this teaching. So consciousness is where freedom really begins for us. So I encourage you this 4th of July weekend of a spiritual citizenship, that we celebrate being part of a nation, but we also celebrate that we are citizens of the kingdom of God. Not someday, but now, as Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. And so this means freedom isn't waiting, freedom isn't arriving, freedom isn't coming, freedom is within you already. So every meditation, every book, every word, every song reminds us of this. Our intentional prayers we call them affirmative prayer, affirms that truth. So I ask you, how would you like God to express itself through you today? What is that dialogue that you have with the Spirit within? And sometimes I think I want to listen to music or meditate. Sometimes I just sit in the silence and say, God, pour yourself into me. When I come here, I always listen to Ricky Byers. I listen to Gary's first track today over and over because the music fills me up and shapes my life. So the second one is freedom from a limitation. Science of Mind says freedom means unlimited possibility. The fact that we're all here together in this incredible The Other Side Village, the most prolific nonprofit with Keith here and Natalie and Camille, and then we have Gail, we have Karen, we have so many people that support this amazing vision, and we get to be part of that. So aren't we blessed? Like we can, if we're here together, what else can we manifest? But it's remarkable because the infinite is always expressing itself. Spirit never runs out of ideas, runs out of money, runs out of health. There's always so much more to tap into. I looked one time, for a while I was at a school helping teachers, and I would just be blown away by the kids' artwork, that everyone had some talent and insight into what they were creating. And then someone says something bad to you in 4th grade, who do you think you're an artist? And then we just stop. Or who do you think you could be a writer, you could be a musician? But we're all born with this unbelievable inner talent that we have. Ernest Holmes says, thinking should match the infinite nature of God, not working through the appearance of limitation. So he encourages us to think bigger than our circumstances. Think big. I always want to say, think big or go home, or you got this, that you can simply do it. If you have the thought that you can do it, you can do it. So this is where we're at with our teachings. So Science of Mind reminds us to be courageous as we consciously change our lives, that we live free every day in this freedom of limitation. Lastly, freedom means living authentically. And this world constantly tells us what we should be, who we should be. What we believe is that Spirit reminds us who we are already, that we are whole, complete, creative, loved, divine, remarkable. And that Science of Mind reminds us, as we already emerge from this infinite wholeness, that growth is removing hidden ideas of who we are. I always think of that expression that Michelangelo says, that I saw David before when I was looking at this big slab of stone. So we have a vision of who we are, and the form takes place for our highest and best. So spirituality practice removes everything for us that isn't love. And when we feel safe to be our authentic self, this is where freedom comes from. This is where freedom to create, when you feel loved and you can explore it in a bigger way. So in closing, there's an old story about a bird who was raised inside a cage, and one day somebody opened that cage door and the bird stayed inside. Not because that bird couldn't fly, because it forgotten that it could. It's like you hear about the elephants who are, locked around in that little, and then they take the chain off and they stay right there. So I encourage you to go beyond, to think more, to think bigger than what is possible in your life, and that you remember your divine nature, to discover that freedom has been ours all along. So this 4th of July weekend, we celebrate both kinds of freedom, freedom from the courage that it took for the founding fathers to create this country. And I love consciousness. It just taps into 4 or 5 amazing people, plus 20, 30 that supported this vision of creating this country. I feel blessed being Canadian, that I'm an American citizen, that I live here. I only become Canadian when it's Olympic hockey, gold medal hockey, and then I go back to Canada. But all in all, I love being here, and I've been here longer than I have been in Canada, except, World Cup soccer too, but we weren't going to win that one. But again, to discover that freedom is ours all along, and it really comes from the awakening of the presence within. We become living declarations of the truth. So today I want us to affirm together, I am free because Spirit is free. Repeat after me. I am free because Spirit is free. I am whole because God is whole. I am whole because God is whole. I am fearless because love lives within me. I am fearless because love lives within me. I release all limitation. I release all limitation. I embrace infinite possibility. I embrace infinite possibility. I celebrate the freedom of this nation and the eternal freedom of the soul. I celebrate the freedom of this nation and the eternal freedom of the soul. So Spirit says you are infinite. The law says you will receive. And life says you were made to soar. So let's go into prayer for this just affirmation of the truth of who we are. So we just come together in this moment, in this place of peace, of joy, of celebration, of goodness. Just blessing all of those who have upheld this vision in this great land for hundreds of years. Blessing them, sending them wishes of love, of respect, of kindness. So I know in this moment I'm deeply grateful for our time together, deeply grateful that we have such a beautiful place to worship in, deeply grateful for the Other Side Village, the Other Side Academy, who just has sparked such greatness in Salt Lake City and the Valley. How grateful we are that our souls connected and we get to be celebrating this wisdom together. So I recognize in this moment there's one power, one presence, one place where God is felt, that it is felt in all life, all things, all the time. It is the God of deep compassion, of lovingness, of kindness, of forgiveness, of goodness, of creativity, of effortless abundance, unthinkable creativity. That essence created you here today. So I know that I am unified, that everyone else is unified with that, knowing that their truth is one of this God spark. And I claim right now and realize the best for everyone. Best of peace, of money, of health, of wholeness, of connection, of loving relationships with people in your lives. That we claim and realize this moment now. That our center is thriving and growing with membership forms, with abundance, with joy, with vision, that it is such a beautiful time to all be here together. And so I realize this now. So I am thankful for this insight, thankful for what will be yet is coming forth my way, just thankful for the good that's in my life. And I'm so grateful for everyone, so grateful, deeply grateful, and just love everyone so much. And together with one heartbeat, we simply say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. I can just imagine when I make my transition, I hear some music, and there's Gary. Providing, Gary, you go before me, you know, who knows? I may be waiting for you. So this is the part that we tithe. So we have a QR code in the back. We have a box where you can put anything in that you would like. We also tithe 10% to the Other Side Village. So we're always playing it forward here in how we roll. So I have a couple jokes. I know my tithing jokes now are just one sentences, but I have 5. I tithe today. My wallet went to church and left lighter but happier. I tithe today. My bank account is fasting now. I tithe today. My giving plan is simple. Pray, then pay. I tithe today and suddenly felt 10% holier. I tithe today. Tithing is the only bill that comes with blessings. Namaste. So something fun. So we have a lot going on for announcements. So there's so much in the back there. But we have a meditation before first service, 9:30 in the classroom. You're welcome to attend. And then we have the Diksha giving. I think all of them are camping and bike riding today. There's a whole group of them. So our Diksha givers are the last Sunday of the month. But it's a beautiful experience to sit there and just feel that divine sacredness sort of wash all over you. After second service every month, we're just going to have a light lunch just to connect and talk, just to check in with people where they're at. So just bring something to share. It's super easy, but that'll be the second Sunday of the month. Membership, we had a barbecue membership forms, so they're in the back. So if you would like to take those home with you and just turn them into Cindy Jacobson, and I think her email's on that. If you want to be on our mailing list, I do a MailChimp every week, so I can write and keep you guys updated. That's there too. And don't forget Bob Sema's concert July 16th at Carol Harris's home. We'll be getting a crew in the morning to put everything as Carol demands with her wand. And then in the evening, we're going to do a nice just snacks and just easygoing food. But that'll be from 6:30 to 8:30, the concert. So hopefully we'll see you all there. So that's everything. Wishing everyone a beautiful day. So nice to see everyone. And Gary, you'll close up with a song. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
So I have asthma, and when it gets really bad, I have to take a plethora of pills, and they scramble my brain and disconnect my hands. So if I could, bear with me. Some people believe they have endless time to follow and fulfill their dreams. Then somehow, one day flows into the next, and it all slips away, it seems. Then one day you wake up and say, where has my life gone? And in that moment, deep inside your heart, you begin to hear this song, Don't Let Another Day Pass By. Now, you may turn a deaf ear to the words and not listen to the melody, but the song will continue on in your heart until it becomes a symphony. Don't let another day pass by. You know you have a dream that's yours, a gift that only you can share. It's time to open those protected gates and let the world know you're there. And in the quiet deep, inside your soul, there's a peace that starts to grow. But until you let your passion free, it's something you will never know. Don't let another day pass by. Don't let a day pass by. So please join me on this song. Whoops, I'm back to where I was. Love be with you, because we come here in love. We come here to share love. And that is our entire purpose. So I hope that you leave here in love and carry it with you all week long. Love be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth comes through you, make good flow to you, let joy renew you till we meet again. And love be with you, ooh, love be with you, ooh, love be with you, ooh, love be with you. Together, hand in hand, we see the light and take a stand in. We are changing a whole new life for you and me. Take up, stand, let it free, and share this blessing. Love be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lead you, breathe it in, and truth come through you, make love flow to you. Joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, let love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Love be with you. Peace enfold you. Let spirit lift you. Breathe it in. Truth come through you, make love flow to you, let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you, ooh, love be with you, ooh, love be with you. Love be with you.